Yo, 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 what's going on, people? Salute. It's your boy Jay Jordan back again for another WNBA watch along. Today is the day. It is the Commissioner's Cup final for 2025. We have the first time challengers, the Indiana Fever, taking on the defending Commissioner's Cup champions, the Minnesota Lynx. Glad you guys could join me for this watch along. I already started the poll already on the YouTube, so make sure you get into that poll. Who do you think will win the Commissioner's Cup final? I called it the Kathy Cup. People have been calling it the Kathy Cup because Kathy Engelbert is the commissioner of the W, and she's the one who started this in-season tournament. So I put Kathy Cup. So who will win the Commissioner's Cup final? We're going to get into some of the history of the Commissioner's Cup as we count down. We're about 15 minutes out from the Commissioner's Cup. Daniel, what's going on? Man said he got a Las Vegas Aces tattoo. Man, that's on you for life now. I guess you a real fan. You got it tatted on you. All right, so let's get into the starting lineups for this game, the people who are out, and then we'll get into some of the history of the Commissioner's Cup and some of my predictions there. What's up, Maddox? Today's not the day for the Liberty. We'll touch on it if we have some time, but Liberty, thankfully they don't play until Thursday. All right, let's get into it. Starting lineups were announced for this game for the visiting Indiana Fever. It's Ari McDonald, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Natasha Howard, and Aliyah Boston. As you can see, there's no Caitlin Clark there. We'll touch on that. The subs are Brianna Turner, Sydney Colson, Michaela Timpson, and Sophie Cunningham. The players who are out, as I mentioned, no Caitlin Clark. She's still out with that groin injury. And Demiris Dantas is playing for the Brazil national team with Camila Cardoso of the Sky. They're playing in the AmeriCup competition. So they're away from the team. Robert, what's going on? Liz, what's going on? Salute, salute. All right, for the starters for the Minnesota Lynx, their usual starting five: Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, Bridget Carlton, Napheesa Collier, and Alana Smith. I forgot to edit this. Their subs are Jessica Shepard, Natisha Heidemann, Diamond Miller, Alyssa Pili. There's no Carly Samuelson. She is out she got hurt in their last game, so no Carly Samuelson. And you have Anastasia Olari-Kosu, the rookie, and Maria Klondikova. And as I just mentioned, no Carly Samuelson. She hurt her foot in the last game. I think she had to be wheelchaired out of there. So hopefully all is well with her. All right, so now that we got the specifics out of the way, this game will be on Amazon Prime Video only. It won't be on League Pass, won't be on national TV. It'll be strictly on Prime Video. They have the rights to the Commissioner's Cup final. So that's where you can watch it. Daniel says, Jay, I bet 200 for the Lynx to win. Do you think I win? I mean, given that they're missing Caitlin, I think the Lynx are a strong favorite to win this one. Alrighty, so I did want to get into the history of the Commissioner's Cup. So let's take a look at this. So what is the WNBA's Commissioner's Cup? Format, winner, and stats, courtesy of the ESPN website. So the Commissioner's Cup, similar, if you're an NBA fan, you know of the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup. The Commissioner's Cup was started first, though. And then the NBA adopted it as well. How does the Commissioner's Cup work? The competition involves regular season games, 5 for the Eastern Conference teams and 6 for the Western Conference teams. Each team played each other in their respective conferences to determine the standings. And then we had the top teams in the Eastern and Western conferences face off for the title. And this year, as we know, the Indiana Fever and the Minnesota Lynx. The game takes place at the higher seeded teams, or the team with the better record and the higher point differential. So Minnesota had the better record and the point differential, so Minnesota is hosting the Commissioner's Cup this season. Okay, what is the prize money for the 2025 WNBA's Commissioner Cup? Winners will be awarded a prize pool of $500,000. Coinbase has also provided $120,000 in crypto to the prize pool, which covers $5,000 for each player in the championship game. On a philanthropic note, each team partners with a charitable organization throughout the event, with every Commissioner's Cup victory adding additional funds are awarded to those chosen charities. So there is a charitable aspect to the Commissioner's Cup group stage and final. All right, these are the past winners of the cup. We'll start from bottom to top here. So the first year of the cup was in 21. The Seattle Storm won that. Wasn't in 2022. The Aces won that one. In 23, the New York Liberty won, and then in 24, the Minnesota Lynx won theirs. So as you can see, every year there's been a different winner for the Commissioner's Cup, and they have an asterisk beside the Las Vegas Aces because they're the only team that happened to win the Commissioner's Cup final and the WNBA championship in the same season. So out of the 4 years, only one team has won both. Okay, so who has won the Commissioner's Cup's MVP? Year 1 was Breanna Stewart. Year 2 was Chelsea Gray. Year 3 was Jonquel Jones of the Liberty. And year 4 last year was Napheesa Collier of the Minnesota Lynx. So there's been a different MVP every year, a different winner every year. This may be the first year we could possibly have a repeat winner and a repeat MVP depending on how everything shakes out in this game. All right, so that's a summary of the Commissioner's Cup over the years. I'm looking forward to seeing if history stands true. All right, so there's been a lot of news over the past couple days since we last streamed. Yesterday, which was Monday, a lot of players were waived, a lot of transactions took place. So we're going to take a quick look at that as we count down the Commissioner's Cup final right now. RC, what's going on, bro? Salute, salute. What is going on? Let's go to this next page. We gonna touch on that the Aces can't even trade correctly. Yeah. So on across the timeline, it's a very cool website that organizes all the transactions over from the WNBA season. Give me a second as I fix something really quickly. Just want to get this in here. Move this over. All right, cool. To publish that. Cool. All right, so I had to move the tip off over here so you guys can see we got the tip off going on. We're about 8 minutes out-ish. Let me just make sure I can join before I'm panicking trying to join when the actual game starts. This game is on Prime Video. Game is on Prime Video. Okay, they're allowing me to watch live now. Okay, it's just playing that annoying Prime Video music. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So over the past 48 hours, a lot of transactions have taken place. We'll start with yesterday, which, as you can see, a lot has happened. So we'll start from the bottom of June 30th. So we'll start from down here. So we'll start June 28th, actually. So the Wings released Haley Jones on the 28th, and then the 30th comes. The Dallas Wings activate Luisa Geiselsolder from international duty. She's back. Same thing with Tierra McCowan. The Wings activate her. She's back from her international duty. And then this is what RC was talking about. The Dallas Wings trading Alyssa Smith to the Las Vegas Aces for a 2027 first-round pick. So Alyssa Smith was just acquired this offseason from the Indiana Fever. And now she's been traded to the Las Vegas Aces. The Wings come up on a 2027 first-round pick. The consensus is that the Aces lost this trade. The Wings were able to get a first-round pick from a player who was not playing the greatest. She was solid, but given the Wings record, you might as well start building for the future. Due to that trade, the Aces then had to waive Elizabeth Kitley and Tiffany Mitchell. Then the Golden State Valkyries started waiving their players. They waived Bree Hall, Chloe Bibby, and the Wings also released Kyla Charles. The Valkyries activated Cecilia Zandalicini, the Italian. She's back from Eurobasket, and Janelle Salon, the French woman, she's back from Eurobasket as well. My New York Liberty activated Leonie Fevich from Eurobasket. She's back from playing with Team Germany. And then this one caught me off guard, to be honest with you. At least the timing of it. The Valkyries waived Julie Van Loo. Her team, Belgium, just won gold in Eurobasket. She rushed back to get to San Francisco to be with the team. And as she gets off the plane, she gets the notification that she's been waived, which is, it's the business, but it's a tough way to go. And then on the other hand, her other Belgian teammate, Julie Alemán, who she won gold with, the Sparks reactivated her contract. So a lot of people being waived and reactivated over the past 48 hours. There was also some news released today that the Mystics are supposedly shopping Aliyah Edwards. So that's something to keep an eye on. Chris Davis, what's going on? Let me look at the comments. Does everyone know who's coaching All-Star? I'm not too sure. It's probably gonna be whoever. I'm assuming it's gonna be Cheryl Reeve for one team. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't want to start saying anything, but I'm not too sure who's gonna be coaching. Hood and Holy, salute. What's good? You get 3,000 on the links. God bless, my friend. God bless. RC said, Jay, but if the Aces waited one more day, they would have seen the Aliyah Edwards available trade. Yeah, that's interesting, but you never know. I guess they wanted to make a move. They don't really have a GM right now, an actual GM. I think Becky's probably playing both roles, so it's a tough one for them. I think you will make the right choice unless Napheesa absolutely wets the bed, but no Caitlin for the Fever. I think the Lynx should win this one. Yeah, so those are the transactions and the news that happened in terms of player movement over the past 48 hours. I guess we'll find out where Aliyah Edwards gets moved to. If they actually do decide to move her, and we'll go from there. You heard Reeves coaching Caitlin team? Possibly. I know last year they had the celebrity coaches. Not celebrity, but like they had like, what's her name? Can't believe I'm blanking on her name. Legend out of USC, Cheryl Miller. I know she was coaching one team last year, and then somebody else was doing the other. So I'm not too sure what they're gonna do this year. All right, let's take a look at some other news. So back to the Commissioner's Cup. Here's what the Fever and Lynx are playing for tonight. The Fever are playing for Peace Learning Center, and the Lynx are playing for ACLU Minnesota. And the winner will take home an additional $10,000 for their charity, while the runner-up will take home an additional $5K for their charity. All right, let's keep moving on. Some other news happened over I think it was yesterday morning, actually. This news came out. The W is leveling up. 3 new teams, 3 new cities, 1 unstoppable future is the tagline. 3 new expansion teams coming in 28, 29, and 30. So Cleveland is getting back a WNBA team. They were previously the Cleveland Rockers back in the mid-2000s. You got the Detroit coming in 29. They had a team. The Detroit Shock won 3 WNBA championships back in the mid-2000s. They're coming in 2029. And then Philadelphia getting a brand new WNBA team coming in 2030. So we got 2 teams coming next year, which is 2026. We have a break in 27. Then we have 28, 29, and 30. So that's going to be 18 teams by 2030. So salute to those franchises who, those cities who were awarded a franchise. RC says, I want to be a fan of Portland when they enter the league. I want to, but I need to see what they do in the expansion draft. Yeah. I also want to find out more details about the expansion drafts, how those are all going to play out. because if they're having an expansion draft every year, it's really teams are gonna really have to get creative on who they sign and who they're picking up on. Let me sign into this machine right quick. Cool. Let's just get this started. The broadcast is starting on Amazon Prime Video. Let me turn my volume up just to give a listen. All right, so that's the expansion news that took place yesterday. They had the press conference yesterday. Let me see. Did I have anything else? Oh yes, and they released players of the week for the past week. You got Angel Reese for the Eastern Conference. She averaged 19.7 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 steals per game for the Chicago Sky. And Asia Wilson averaged 23.3 points, 10.3 rebounds, and 2.7 blocks for the Vegas Aces. So those two ladies, those two forwards, are the players of the week for week 6. So congrats to them. And we'll see who wins it for this week coming. They always usually release them on Tuesday mornings because the week is typically Tuesday to Sunday. No, people don't usually play on a Monday, so it's usually like Monday to Sunday essentially, and they release the award on Tuesday. Alrighty, so that is the news in the WNBA since we've last streamed. A lot has happened, but let's get back to the matter at hand, the Commissioner's Cup final. Right, broadcast is starting now. They're doing some intro work right now, talking about the players to focus on, which of course Napheesa for the Minnesota Lynx and Kelsey Mitchell for the Indiana Fever. Do I think Napheesa wins MVP? She won it last year. Bridget Carlton could have won it last year, but she did win it last year, so I wouldn't put it past her to win it again. So we'll see. We shall see, people. All right, so they're doing the starting lineups right now. They have them on the screen for them. I have them on the screen for you guys here as well. Salute to everybody here for the Commissioner's Cup final watch along. We should be in for a good game. Hopefully we do have a good game. Looks like a packed house there at the Target Center. So we'll see what the results are this evening. Make sure you leave a like on the stream, subscribe if you are new here. We got at least one, we got 2 subs so far since we started streaming. Appreciate you guys for the subs. We just crossed 1,000 subs. Oh, KG Visuals on the sub. Salute. Appreciate the sub. Respect to you, my friend. All right, let me get my stuff ready here. We're good to go. Commissioner's Cup Final 2025. Make sure you fill out the poll. Will the Lynx repeat as Commissioner Cup champions, or will the Fever shock the world here and win their first Commissioner's Cup final? Let's get the party started. It's going to be Alana Smith versus Aliyah Boston. Jump ball at center court here. Packed house at the Target Center in Minnesota. Jump ball is up, and K-Mag steals the jump ball, and we are off on this 2025 Commissioner's Cup championship. I'll stop the poll shortly. Bridget Carlton down to Napheesa. Napheesa turnaround jump shot. Money in the bank, and Napheesa gets the first basket of the game. Lynx up 2-0. It is a neutral court, but they are the home team because it is happening on their court. Oh, what a back cut by Kelsey Mitchell. Pass from Aliyah Boston, and Mitchell is on the board for the Indiana Fever. It's 2-2. Two great plays to start this one off. Alana Smith, handoff to Napheesa. Napheesa, top of the key, right side to Bridget Carlton. I have her for 2 threes tonight on the FanDuel. Bridget Carlton attacks, goes corner to Alana Smith for 3. Smith misses the 3. Rebound to Natasha Howard. Howard with the ball over to Ari McDonald. Ari tries to get the pass. Hands by Napheesa, deflects. It's a steal. Courtney Williams jump past Alana on the run. Left hand layup is good. Alana Smith with the left hand layup. Defense to offense there for the Minnesota Lynx. It's 4-2. Looking at the comments, RC says, what team I'm more excited about? Philly, because it'll be a brand new team. Kelsey Mitchell for 3 and misses. Courtney Williams with the rebound. Williams, outlet to Alana. Alana again. Oh, she's too strong on the layup. It goes over, and rebound to McDonald. Over to Boston. Boston tries to put Napheesa in the post. She backs down from outside the paint. Wants a repost here. Howard with the ball. Top of the key. Gets cut off. McDonald for 3. Ari McDonald on the board. Knocks down to 3. And she gives the Fever the lead. 5-4. Dribble penetration there. Gets into the paint. Howard does. Kicks it out to the shooter. No hesitation from Ari McDonald. Bridget Carlton off the screen. Gets down the hill. Nobody home, but she misses the layup. Rebound to Howard again. Howard drops it off to McDonald. Over to Boston. Hand off to Kelsey. Kelsey into the paint. Mid-range jump shot is up. And good. Kelsey Mitchell with 4 points quickly here. And Indiana with a 7-4 lead. Emil, what's up, nephew? What's going on? Uncle Jay, that always makes me laugh. Kayla McBride catches corner 3 is up. And K-Mac is on the board. She knocks down the corner 3 right in front of her bench. And it's 7-6. Caitlin Clark not playing in this game. She is standing up there on the sideline in her sweatsuit. Ari McDonald attacks Bridget Carlton, bodies her, and scores. Little in stature, but big in heart. Ari McDonald up to 5 early points here. Courtney Williams on the drop-off to Alana Smith. She tries to lefty layup home. Natasha Howard racking up the rebound. She runs it. Goes downhill. Nobody stops the ball. She smokes the layup. Boston rebound, and she smokes the layup. And Howard smacks the ball from behind, but it goes out of bounds. Emil, Uncle J, I left Rachel Demeter live stream for you. Listen, I'll be more unbiased than Rachel. I'll tell you that. Salute to Rachel though. She's found her lane, so I gotta respect it. Ball in play here with the Minnesota Lynx. Williams over to Napheesa. Over to Williams. Over to Napheesa. Napheesa pump fakes on Howard. Post up, spins with that one leg fall away, and she's short. Rebound to Boston. Boston left side to Aliyah. She crosses half court here. 9-6 Indiana. Oh, I have an extra point for the home teams. It's 9-6. Boston tries to feed it, and it gets deflected, and it goes out of bounds. The Fever is saying it went off Minnesota, but they're saying it's Minnesota ball anyway. 9-6 is the score, and they review the play. They're going to change it. The referees convene, and then they change the play. Change the call, I should say. Ball into Aliyah Boston, top of the key. She comes off the screen. Nobody there. She steps through, gets bumped. They don't call it. Alana Smith with the rebound. Smith over to Williams. Courtney Williams with the ball. Stutter steps into the front court, comes off that screen, gets to her midi, and she's on the board. Courtney Williams, mid-range assassin. Makes it a 1-point game. 9-8 Indiana. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Dances behind the 3. Steps back. Oh, Hezzy's gets into the paint. Left behind the back pass for Howard. She wasn't expecting it. It skates right by her and goes out of bounds. That would have been a nice look there if it went through. But they're showing the replay now. Courtney Williams comes off the screen going left. Pulls up at that left elbow. Money in the bank there. We have a foul there. Boston on Alana Smith. That might be the first foul of the game. It's just been non-stop action so far. They just showed Courtney Williams' team. She's been on a number of teams so far. I forgot how many teams she's been on. Connecticut, Chicago, Minnesota, Atlanta. Courtney Williams for 3, though. And she hits the 3. Courtney Williams hits the midi, then hits the 3, and gives Minnesota a 2-point lead. Courtney Williams not a prolific 3-point shooter, but she is known when she gets hot. She can knock down a few here. I thought that was a bird in the arena. They got a drone flying around. Ari McDonald with the ball. Picks up her dribble. Left side to Hull. That's the first time I've said her name. She got the Caitlin Kobe's on right now. Ari McDonald into the paint. Out to Hull. Hull gets the 3 off. It misses, but it's a shot clock violation anyway. Third turnover by the Fever. Ball in play here with the Lynx. Napheesa, hand off to Bridget. Up top to Alana. Left side to K-Mac. They find Napheesa on a curl. Faces up against Howard. Puts her in the post. Backs down. Steps through. Goes off glass and scores. Napheesa doesn't get a foul call, but she scores the basket anyway. They're letting them play, though. I will give them that. 13-9. Oh, entry pass from Ari McDonald. Stolen by Napheesa again. Courtney Williams on the run. Drops it off. Oh, she was trying to drop it off to Alana Smith. Couldn't get there. Goes out of bounds. And a turnover by the Lynx. We have a break in action here. At the halfway point in the first quarter, Fever already down 13-9 over the Lynx in the Commissioner's Cup final. Woo! What a fast-paced first quarter. I couldn't even keep up sometimes. Get some water. So we have our first break in play here. Let's take a look at the box score. As you can see, score is 13-9, 4:49 to go in the first quarter. Let's scroll down and take a look at who's doing work so far. Indiana, Natasha Howard, yet to score. Nobody. Lexi Aliyah, also yet to score. You have Ari McDonald with 5 points on one made three. You got Kelsey Mitchell with 4 points here. And there haven't been any substitutions. They're shooting 50% from three, 50% from the field. They do have 3 assists and 3 turnovers. Something to keep an eye on. For the Minnesota Lynx, Carlton with none so far. 4 for Fee, 2 for Alana Smith and K-Mac, and Courtney Williams with 5. I thought K-Mac hit a 3. They actually said her foot was on the line, which is why it was a 2. They're shooting 54% from the field, 50% from 3, and that was their first turnover of the game on that play there. Right, so we're 13-9 so far, 13-9. RC was good. It says, Jay, I know I'm a CC fan, but Kate needs to evolve and flesh out her whole game. It's about imperative that she does so. She can either start now or at the beginning of the all season. Yeah. I mean, the injuries, I will shoot her some bail. The injuries have not helped in her in showing anything this season. When she's been healthy for the most part, especially that game against the Liberty, she torched us from shooting bombs away. But people are starting to catch on to some of the things that she does and trying to get that. So she's gonna have to just add a couple tweaks here and there, and she'll be fine. I'm going to end this poll right now while we have a break. They're coming back to the broadcast now. It's actually 4:49. I'm going to run my clock down a little bit to 4:49. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in here on this Tuesday evening for the Commissioner's Cup final for 2025. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share. We do WNBA watch-alongs all season long if you're new here. Emil says, I can't lie, Caitlin Clark is going to clock in. And her groin is toast right now, so she ain't clocking in nowhere. All right, so it's going to be Fever Ball after that last turnover by the Minnesota Lynx before we had that timeout there. Ball in play here with the Fever. Pam, what's going on? Do you think the Fever will get Mieseman? I doubt it. I don't even know if Mieseman would actually come over, and the Fever wouldn't have the money she would probably be looking for anyway. Kelsey Mitchell, bounce pass goes through the legs. Ari McDonald saves it at half court with 5 on the clock. Ari off the screen, bounce pass to Howard on the roll. Howard, finger roll is up, misses, gets her own rebound, gets it again, gets it back. Steps through, left hand layup, and misses that one. And Bridget Carlton finally secures the rebound. It was Natasha Howard fighting for every board there. She's racking up the rebounds. Oh, they leave Courtney Williams open for the midi. They get lucky, and she misses it. They left her wide open in her range. 5 rebounds already for Natasha Howard. Ari comes off the screen. Left side to Kelsey. Kelsey Mitchell dancing with the ball. Gets the screen from Natasha Howard. Cross court pass to Ari. Ari and over to Boston. Boston, hand off to Ari. Ari, another 3. Oh, rolls right off. Napheesa with the rebound. Napheesa playing some point forward here. Gets it over to Courtney. Gets the screen. Courtney over to Alana Smith. Looking for Napheesa in the post. Pump fakes. stops, tries to step through out to Alana Smith. Top of the key three. Hey, Alana Smith knocks down the top of the key three. And it's a 16-9 game here. Lynx on top. Ari McDonald with the ball. Doesn't really get the screen. Gets it to Boston. Boston at the 3-point line. Dribble handoff to Lexi. Lexi on the curl. Oh, she slid a little bit. But up top to Kelsey. Up top to Lexi. Lexi with 5 on the clock. Gets it to Howard. Howard, mid-range jump shot. Great defense by the Lynx. Long rebound to K-Mac. K-Mac bounce pass to Alana Smith. Oh, just throws it up. She stumbles over her own feet, it looks like. Throws it up, and it goes in. And Cheryl Reeve over here laughing there with Napheesa Heidemann. 12-0 Lynx run, a timeout called by the Indiana Fever. This game getting out of hand early. So Alana Smith on both plays here. Alana Smith draws two. Napheesa draws two, kicks it out to Alana Smith. She cashes out the 3, and then on the fast break, somehow stumbles over feet, just throws it over her head. It goes in. So Alana Smith already up to 7 points to lead the Minnesota Lynx in scoring. All right. Uh-oh. RC says Alana's the most underrated big in the game today. Yeah, she definitely is. She can score from 3. She's relentless on the rebound. She can run the floor. It's just hopefully she can stay healthy. I think that's gonna be her sort of her Achilles heel, just the health. So Stephanie White calls a timeout. Let's see if the Fever can adjust here. They need to quickly, or else this game will get bad real quickly. You asked for Cunningham, Chris, and Cunningham has been put in. Sydney Colson and Cunningham have checked into this game. Kelsey Mitchell comes off the screen, drops it off to Boston on the roll. Out to Colson. Colson for 3. And Colson, first touch of the basketball. She cashes into 3. What a play out the timeout by Stephanie White. 18-12 here. Ends that 12-0 run. Over to Courtney Williams, right side of the floor. Handoff to Napheesa Heidemann, who's checked in. They call a moving screen by Courtney Williams. They've really been emphasizing on that dribble handoff screen. When you're handing off the ball and then trying to do a brush screen on the opposite player. They've been calling that a lot lately. Ball in play here with the Fever. Michaela Timpson, the rookie, has also gotten some early minutes here. Kelsey Mitchell comes off the screen. It goes downhill, attacks Fee. Elbow jump shot is up, misses. Ball bounces around right into Fee's arms. Over to Courtney Williams. She rejects the screen, attacks Cunningham, gets to the baseline, thinks better of it, dribbles back out. Fee trying to post up the rookie. Fee against Michaela Timpson. Left hand hook over the rookie and scores. Can't stop her. You cannot stop that young lady. It's 20-12. 20-12 here. Kelsey. Over to Boston. Boston, middle of the floor, attacks Fee. Spin move. Middle of the floor, can't get it. Rebound tipped out to Courtney Williams. Napheesa over to Courtney. And they call a foul there by Michaela Timpson. Playing a little bit too aggressive on Napheesa there. Didn't work out in her favor. So it is Minnesota basketball here. Ball in play here with the Minnesota Lynx. Jessica Shepard gets in. She tries to get the entry pass. It gets deflected. Stolen by the Fever. Colson into the paint. Gets run into by Boston, but keeps her pivot. Ari McDonald has checked back in. So it's McDonald, Colson, Boston, Timpson, and Cunningham. Foul there by Shepard. That'll be her first. First foul in the final 2 minutes here. Klundakova checks in for the Minnesota Lynx. Ball in with the Fever here. Ari McDonald, top of the key. A minute to go here in the first quarter. It's 20-12. McDonald with the ball. 5 on the clock. Over to Colson. Colson crossover. Gets into the paint. Throws it out to nobody. It's a shot clock violation. The Fever force another turnover here. 5 first quarter turnovers. Ball in play here with Heidemann. Heidemann over to Shepard at the three-point line. She reverse spins on the rookie. Calls for somebody. Gets it to Heidemann. Heidemann, top of the key. 10 on the clock. Tries to get it to Shepard. Active hands by McDonald. A turnover there. Forced by the Fever. Cunningham with the ball. Pump fakes. Gets into the paint. Steps through. Throws it out to McDonald. 15 on the clock. Colson with the ball here. Colson step for 3, and she misses. Ball saved by Boston. Right to McDonald. They got a fresh clock here. McDonald out to Colson. 8 on the clock. 7 on the clock. 6 on the shot clock. McDonald with the ball. Left side to Boston with 3. Boston step back. Elbow jump shot is off. Rebound to Shepard. And that's how the quarter ends, people. So at the end of 1, Minnesota 20, Indiana 12. Indiana shoot 29% in that first quarter. Minnesota, on the other hand, shooting 60% from the field. What's up, Dari Garcia? The game is on Prime Video, Amazon Prime Video, my friend. So we're gonna take a look at the box score and the team stats one moment. I'm trying to get you guys the game leaders as the game goes on. My usual site doesn't have the bug for the Commissioner's Cup game, so I'm trying to get you guys some extra info. So bear with me as I get that situated. But first quarter is now complete. First quarter is now complete. I think I'm almost got it. Just cropping it a little bit, make it look a little nice. Okay, let's shrink you down. Shrink it down a little bit more. I don't know how much you can really see, but we'll put that there. Boom, there we go. So we got our game leaders there. Got our game leaders there. All right, now let me go back live. And let's take a look at the box score now. So if we take a refresh on this, score is 20-12 at the end of the first quarter. Let's take a look at the box score. Natasha Howard, no points, but does have 5 rebounds. Lexi Hull with none. Boston with none. 4 for Mitchell and 5 for McDonald. Then you have 3 for Colson off the bench. And that's their 12 points. For the Minnesota Lynx, you have Napheesa with 6 and 2 rebounds. You have none for Bridget, 7 for Alana Smith, 2 for McBride, 5 for Courtney Williams. And their bench players haven't scored yet. As I mentioned, the Fever shooting 27.8% from the field, 40% from 3, and they have 3 turnovers. The Minnesota Lynx, on the other hand, shooting 60% from the field, 66% from 3. They haven't shot a free throw yet, and no team has shot free throws yet. And they have 4 turnovers. Appreciate that, Dari. Salute for the sub. Appreciate that. Conlan, it was good. The Commissioner's Cup Championship game ago was played in Elmont. Yeah, because Barclays was yeah, don't remind me. I couldn't go to that game. I'm glad I didn't. I would have been upset if I trekked it all the way out to Long Island and we lost. So, everything happens for a reason, as they say. All right, so second quarter about to resume. Kelsey Mitchell, they're talking to her now. She started off with 4 points. Okay, you don't want to work. Let's go single camera one. Let me reset this. Get ready for the second quarter. Oh, I don't think I changed this. Let me see if I could fix this really quickly. Second quarter starting here. Bear with me. It is the second quarter. I got to change my quarter. Where is that? Gabe says second quarter. There we go. Second quarter is underway, people. And we have a travel called on Natasha Howard. So another turnover for the Fever. Yeah, Colson did score 3 points. Yes, Chris. Yeah, Dari. Caitlin's not playing. Caitlin is out with that groin injury she's been dealing with. Ball back in play with the Minnesota Lynx. It's Heidemann. Williams, Klundakova, Shepard. Oh, what a pass from Williams to Klundakova. And she scores the easy 2. 10-point game here, 22-12. And Bridget Carlton's the other Minnesota Lynx player. Ari McDonald comes off the screen, gets into the paint. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham, left corner 3, rattles in and out. Rebound to Williams. Williams on the attack here. Gets downhill. Rejects the screen. Pulls up for her midi. Misses. Cunningham with the rebound. Cunningham crosses half court here. Hand off to Howard. Howard looks to attack Klundakova. Gets downhill. Hook shot gets fouled. Oh, but it rolls out. But she'll go to the line for the first free throws of the game for either team. So it's 22-12. Natasha Howard at the line looking for her first points of the game. And she rattles in the first. Bounced around like 3-4 times on the rim before it fell. Natasha Howard back with the Fever where her career began. I'm sorry for stealing your call, Michael Grady, on the call here. And she knocks down the second. 22-14 is the score. Heidemann crosses half court over to Bridget Carlton. Carlton over to Heidemann. Heidemann gets downhill, bumps off McDonald, and she draws the foul. Now Heidemann will go to the line for free throws. So now they've decided to call these foul calls, and we have free throws coming here. Oh, that's why it's not working. I forgot to change this. So Heidemann at the line. First free throw is up, and she cashes it in. And she misses the second. Offensive rebound, Jessica Shepard with the putback to a 3-point possession there. 25-14 is the score. Largest lead of the game, 11-point lead here. Ari McDonald with the ball, comes off the screen, going right. Ari McDonald into the paint, loses the ball, tries to pass it from her knees, and it's another turnover here. The Minnesota defense being very, very frustrating. So Minnesota to inbound here. Klundakova inbounds to Heidemann. 25-14 is the score. Courtney Williams, left wing with the ball, gets it to Shepard, middle of the floor at the foul line. Oh, spin move on Howard. Oh, what a move. And Jessica Shepard puts Howard in the spin cycle and scores a layup. 13-point lead here. 27-14. McDonald with the ball. Over to Howard. Top of the key. What you gonna do, Howard? Howard faces up against Shepard. Dribbles left. Oh, finds Ari on the cut. And Ari with the basket. Finally, the Fever get on the board here. It's 27-16. Ball over Williams to Shepard. Shepard looking for Carlton. Carlton drives baseline on Cunningham. Cunningham cuts her off. Up top to Klundakova. Hand off to Williams. Williams comes off the screen going left. Pulls up to her midi. Oh, too strong. And rebound to McDonald. McDonald over to Kelsey. Kelsey looks on the attack. Snatch back on the 3-point line. Over to Howard. Top of the key by the semicircle. She gets into the paint. Throws it out to Cunningham. Cunningham wide open 3. They need it. And they get it. Sophie Cunningham knocks down the 3. And it's 27-19. They've got it back to single digits here. Heidemann over to Klundakova, left side to Shepard. Shepard looking for Courtney Williams, gets it to her, left side. Courtney Williams, left hand dribble, picks up her dribble. Shepard, top of the key with 7 on the clock, hand off to Heidemann. Heidemann tries to attack, dancing with it, and they get stripped. Timpson with the steal. Over to Mitchell. It's a 2-on-2 here. Mitchell gets downhill, tries to attack, and misses the layup. Klundakova with the rebound. Klundakova, nobody coming for the ball, and they get it over to Heidemann. Heidemann over to Williams. Williams comes off the screen going left. Williams attacks. She goes under the basket over to Carlton. Carlton for 3. Oh, she misses. And gets tipped out of bounds by Klundakova. Fever basketball here. I need Bridget to hit 2 threes. So she need to make these open ones. What a move by Jessica Shepard on this spin move on Natasha Howard. They're showing the replay here. So it is Fever basketball, 6:24 to go here in the second quarter. Substitutions were made. Napheesa's back in, but Kelsey gets downhill on her, misses the mid-range. Ball gets tipped out to Natasha Howard. Drop off to Boston. Boston steps through, misses the layup. Fight for the rebound, and they say it was a foul on the floor by Jessica Shepard. Minnesota getting beat up on the boards a little bit. They're going to have to figure out a way to adjust. Right? Fix some things. Cool. We're good to go. So it's Sydney Colson, Aliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Howard, and Cunningham. Ball in play to Boston, who gets it to Colson. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell comes off the screen, gets back to her left. Over to Colson. Colson pump fakes for 3. 4 on the clock. Into the plane. Floater is up. Bounces around a couple times. And Carlton with the rebound, but gets it stripped. Indiana with another possession here. Shot clock only resets to 14. Colson over to Mitchell. Mitchell, 6 on the clock. 5 on the clock. Mitchell, step back. Loses the ball. 3 seconds. 2. Tries to drop it off, and it's a shot clock violation. Too much dribbling there. Too much dribbling on that possession. Ball back to the Fever. 5:39 to go in the second quarter. It's an 8-point game. 27-19. 27-19. Let's take a look at the box score right quick. Salute to everybody here on the stream. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for the Commissioner's Cup final between the Fever and the Lynx. Score is 27-19. If you're just joining, Minnesota outscored the Fever 20-12 in that first quarter. They're currently tied at 7 apiece here in the second. For the Fever, Natasha Howard, 2 points on her 2 made free throws, does have 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Lexi Hull yet to score, doesn't have really any stats. She was just out there running around. Aliyah Boston yet to score. She does have 3 rebounds. Ari McDonald leads them in scoring with 7, and Kelsey Mitchell with 4. She's now 2 for 6 from the field though. Cunningham with 3 points. Timpson with a steal, but no points, and 3 for Sid Colson. They're shooting 28% from the field, which is not going to win you any games, really. For Minnesota, you got Bridget Carlton yet to score. 6 for Fee, 7 for Alana Smith, 5 for Courtney Williams, and 2 for K-Mac. Off their bench, everybody who's come in has scored. Heidemann with a point. Shepard with 4, had a beautiful spin move on Natasha Howard. And Maria Klundakova with 2. Right? So that's the score, 27-19. 5:39 to go in this quarter. Chris said Mitchell's killing us with missed shots. Yeah, she's going to have to be the engine if you guys want to win this game. She's going to have to start knocking down some of these shots. Salute to everybody here on the stream. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new here. At halftime, I'll go over the box score and team stats. And then we'll take a look at the future schedule for the rest of the WNBA calendar for the rest of this week. There'll be no games tomorrow, but so there'll be games on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll go over that and we'll see what games I'll be able to do the watch-alongs for. Okay, broadcast is coming back right now. Broadcast is coming back. Oh, that's what I need to fix. Let me configure this right quick. I don't know why this is not working. There we go. Single can 1. Cool. Okay, so it's gonna be Lynx ball. Ball is in play with the Lynx. You have Bridget with the ball. So they have their starters in the game, the Minnesota Lynx do. Napheesa attacks Howard, gets in the post against her, left-hand side. That one leg fall away, too strong. Rebound goes to Boston. Colson with the rebound. Colson over to Kelsey Mitchell. She dribbles to the left-hand side, up top to Boston. Boston hand off to Colson. Colson drop off pass to Kelsey. Kelsey catches it and scores. They like those little back cuts the Fever do. And she scores. Good assist from Colson. 27-21. Game still in here for the Fever. Napheesa pulls up for a 3. She way short. Rebounds to Cunningham, and the Fever on the run here. Colson with it. Over to Boston. Boston gets downhill, throws up the floater. She can't buy a bucket. Fee tips it out, goes to Colson. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell steps in for a 3, and she misses. Rebound to Alana Smith. Heidemann with the ball. Comes off that screen. Heidemann jumping, skipping downhill. Thought she got fouled. No foul called there. And Cheryl Reeve calls Courtney Williams off the bench immediately there. Colson over to Boston. Boston top of the key. Guarded by Fee. Hands it off to Mitchell. Mitchell comes off that screen. She stops at the foul line. Jump shot is up. And finally, Kelsey Mitchell hits the free throw line jump shot. Nice little run here by the Fever. 4-point game. 9-0 Indiana running. They get the steal there and then a foul by Bridget Carlton. So Fever is turning up their defensive intensity here. Kelsey Mitchell, after missing a few shots, finally gets a wide open one right at the free throw line. And she knocks it down. 27-23. It's a 4-point game. Kelsey Mitchell up to 8 points here. A 9-0 run in the last 4 minutes here for the Fever. Let's see if they can continue. Colson with the ball. George says Fever not playing with intention. They're starting to now. Mitchell comes off the screen, going right, pulls up, and misses the 3. Rebound to Fee. Williams bounce past to Napheesa, and no foul called there. She misses the layup, and Howard with another rebound. She has like 7 boards here. Chemo was good. Salute, salute. Colson comes off the screen over to Mitchell. Up top, back to Colson. Down to Boston against Alana Smith. Puts her in the post. Gets in, throws up the floater, and scores. 11-0 run here. And it's a 2-point game. Lynx haven't scored in the last 5 minutes. And Cheryl Reeve calls a timeout. What a run here by the Fever to get it to a 2-point game. Largest lead was around 13. And they've chipped and chipped and chipped away. Aliyah Boston finally gets her first basket of the game to make it a 2-point game. 3:09 to go in the second. Wow, we have a game on our hands, people. It looked like the Lynx were about to run away with it, but the Fever said not so fast. 11-0 run here, it feels like. Yeah, 11-0 run to make it a 2-point game. They're outscoring them 13-7 here in this quarter. Let's take a look at the box score here. So Howard with 2, Hull still with nothing. Aliyah Boston finally gets her first 2 points. She has 2.6 rebounds and 4 assists. You have 8 for Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for Ari McDonald, 3 apiece for Cunningham and Colson off the bench. Then you have Bridget Carlton, hasn't scored 6 for Napheesa, 7 for Smith, 5 for Williams, 2 for McBride. And then their bench has given them some points there as well. So, salute to the Fever. Not giving up without their head honcho and Caitlin Clark. But they're still making a game of it here. 27-25, winner takes all final for the Commissioner's Cup Championship here. Oh, I forgot my bottle over here. Water bottle over here dripping. Whoops. Salute to everybody on the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Will the Minnesota Lynx be the first repeat champions in the Commissioner's Cup, or will the Fever win their first Commissioner's Cup? This game is live on Amazon Prime Video only. If you did want to watch it live, but I appreciate you staying on the stream. We're in a timeout right now. At halftime, we'll go over the box score, the team stats, and as I mentioned, we'll go over the schedule. We'll also make a new poll, and I'll see if anybody's answers have changed. If you joined late, the poll at the beginning was who's gonna win, and 54% said Fever, 45% said Lynx. So we'll see if those numbers stay true. I'm gonna put this comment up there. Chris Davis to the Fever fans on stream. We gotta have faith. Anything can happen. Okay, broadcast is coming back. Broadcast is coming back now. So let's get back to this. Ball and play here with the Lynx. Let's see what Cheryl Reeve cooked up out of that timeout. They've been in a scoring drought here, Fee. And they call a foul on Natasha Howard. On Napheesa Collier. So 3:05 to go here. It still remains Lynx basketball. Let's see. Lynx to inbound. Bridget Carlton goes out. Shepard comes in. They bring Shepard in because they've been struggling on the rebound. There's a height advantage there. They don't get it to Fee. Fee is being guarded by Mitchell. They finally get it to her. She gets out to Alana Smith for 3, and she misses. Fight for the rebound. Boston secures it and gets it over to Colson. Colson, hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell, pump fake, keeps her pivot. Over to Colson. Corner to Cunningham. Cunningham for the lead. Oh, she misses the 3. And rebound to Shepard. Over to McBride. McBride over to Williams. Williams, left side of the floor. Goes cross court to Shepard, and they call an offensive foul on Napheesa. Cunningham does have her hand around Napheesa's waist, but they catch the foul by Napheesa pushing her arm away. Boston gets downhill, throws up the floater, and misses. Fight for the rebound. Boston secures it. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham for the lead again, and she gets it. And the Fever complete the comeback. They have their lead, 28-27. Aliyah, Boston fighting down low by herself, grabbing the boards, rebounding, so important so far. A 15-0 run here. Napheesa being aggressive now. She goes off the fall away and misses. Minnesota struggling mightily here to score the basketball. Fever have turned up their defense. Kelsey Mitchell with the ball. Gets it over to Colson. Touch pass to Boston. Gets tipped out by Alana Smith. Rebounding so important here. Natasha has 8. Boston has 8. And ball gets deflected out by the Fever. By the Lynx. It stays with the Fever on that inbound. Rebounding battle is 22-15 in favor of the Fever. And that's helped in their comeback. Williams loses Colson. Colson for 3. She misses. They get lucky there. And they call a foul there on Natasha Howard. First foul on Natasha. First foul in the final 2 minutes. Lynx, they haven't scored in the last 7-ish minutes here. They are struggling. Williams with the ball. Williams gets it over to McBride in the right corner. Over to Shepard, top of the key. Shepard looking for Williams. Gets it to Williams on the back cut. Williams jump pass, and there's a turnover there. Boston with the steal. Over to Natasha Howard on the run. She attacks, and there's a foul there by Alana Smith trying to stop that fast break layup. So Natasha Howard will go to the line. So Natasha Howard will go to the line to try and extend this Indiana Fever lead. First free throw is up, and she knocks it down. Look at the Fever. Salute to them. No, not giving up at all here. Natasha Howard with 3 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Second free throw is up and good. And the Fever with a 3-point lead here. Minnesota with the ball. And they call them, that's a moving screen on Williams again. Williams on the floor trying to catch her breath. Natasha Colson also a little hurt there as well. Man, there was a lot of collateral damage on that play. Oh, Sydney Colson's arm gets caught between Williams and Howard. Her forearm gets caught. So, oh, that's tough. Ball in play here. A minute to go here in this second quarter. It's been all Fever pretty much the whole quarter. Mitchell gets it out to Howard. Howard attacks left. Gets around Alana Smith. Throws it up. Gets fouled by Alana Smith. And she'll go back to the line for 2 more free throws. She's 4 for 4 tonight. 48 seconds to go here. So Alana Smith, I think that's her second foul. So the Fever in enemy territory without their head honcho, their main gun, up 3 on the defending Commissioner's Cup champions. Howard, first free throw is up and good. Natasha Howard up to 5 points here. All on free throws. Alana Smith to the bench. Natasha Howard at the line for the second free throw. It's up and good. 32-27. Howard is 6 for 6 from the line. 18-0 Indiana run. Yes, that is right. 18-0. Courtney Williams with the ball. Gets to the midi. Floater is up, and she can't get that one. Howard, another rebound. Colson on the run here. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell attacks left. Throws up the left-hand layup. Oh, it goes halfway down, and now Williams with the rebound. Courtney Williams will play for 1 shot. It's about a half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams dribbling top of the key. 32-27. It's a 18-0 run here. Williams with the ball down to Fee. Fee, 1 leg fall away, short. Rebound to Cunningham. And that's how the quarter ends. So what a first half we have on our hands here. Minnesota didn't score in the final 8 minutes and 13 seconds of the second quarter. The Fever stormed back from a 13-0 deficit, going to 18-0 run. They have a 5-point lead here at halftime. Fever up 32-27. What is happening here? Cheryl Reeve, I know, is going to get right into them. The Minnesota Lynx at halftime. They didn't score in 8 minutes. 8 minutes. The Minnesota Lynx did not score. I got to send a tweet out. Uh-oh. Minnesota does not score in 8 minutes of play. Salute the Fever on that. Wow. I'm using Apple TV with Amazon Prime. What's up, Miracle? Yeah, I'm using Amazon TV with Prime Video on Apple TV. I know with streaming it's inherently behind, and then I'm streaming, watching a stream, so it's gonna delay me even further. Am I more delayed than I usually am? Just let me know, and I'll probably go out and go back in. All right, at the half we have it's 32-27, 32-27. I'm gonna go back into Prime Video and see what the deal is. As you can see, first quarter, Lynx won that 20-12. Let me start the halftime timer. Lynx won that first quarter 20-12. Fever hold them to 7 points in that second. They scored 20. They go on an 18-0 run to end that quarter. Lynx don't score in the final 8 minutes of that quarter. Lynx down 5, 32-27 to the Fever. One second, let me just get my Prime back up. We have some time for halftime, but I just want to make sure I get this up. Amazon Prime, watch live. All right, there we go. We'll see if that helps. All right, let's take a look at the box score here. So Indiana, Natasha Howard played 17 minutes in that first quarter. Didn't score a field goal. She's 0 for 5, but she hit all 6 of her free throws. Does have 9 rebounds and 3 assists. You have Lexi Hull. She out there doing cardio. 7 minutes, nothing on the board. Aliyah Boston didn't get her first field goal till that second quarter. Does have 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Kelsey Mitchell with 8 points and Aria McDonald with 7. Sophie Cunningham off the bench with 6 on 2 made threes. 3 for Sid Colson with 2 assists, giving some great minutes here. They're talking to Commissioner Engelbert during this halftime break. The Fever shooting 30. Look, the Fever shooting 30% from the field, and they have the lead, shooting 33% from 3, and they limited their turnovers in that second half. They only have 5 turnovers. They had about 4 in the first quarter. They have 10 assists as a team, and they have 24 rebounds as a team. That's the big thing. Minnesota, Bridget Carlton, a goose egg. Napheesa with 6. She killed one of my bets. I had her for getting at least 3 points in each quarter. I don't think she scored in that second quarter, so that's dead. Alana Smith with 7. Courtney Williams with 5 and 4 rebounds. Kayla McBride with 2. Their bench, Heidemann with 1, Shepard with 4, Klendikova with 2. They're shooting 41% from the field, 33% from 3, but they do have 9 turnovers and only 8 assists, a team that usually is tops in the league in assists. And they're getting beat on the boards 24-16. So that is the major advantage there. All right. So, interesting, very interesting first half so far. Let's see how Minnesota responds. They've come back from deficits before. 5 points is nothing. So I expect them to make a comeback in this one. Looking at the comments, Chris says, I remember last season Fever won at Lynx at home. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's a winner take all game, so anything can happen. Liz says Valkyrie's Fever's final, calling that now. Wow, that's a big gamble there. Valkyrie's Fever? That would be absolutely insane. Cub fan, what's good? Rebounding appears to be their weakness. It appears so in this one. Aliyah Boston and Natasha Howard absolutely killing them on the boards. You got 9 from Howard and 8 from Boston. That's something to keep an eye on. Something to keep an eye on, people. We're gonna take a look at the upcoming schedule while we have some time here. We're at the halftime report. We're gonna take a look at the upcoming schedule. Okay, my button doesn't want to work here. Hold on, let me fix something right quick. I think things just got reset for some reason. There we go. Boom. That was weird. Let's close this. Cool. So halftime. We got about 10 minutes until halftime's over. Thursday's game. We have a bunch of games on Thursday. Aces versus Fever here in Indiana. That game is going to be on Prime Video, just like this one is. We have the Sparks taking on the Liberty. I will be at that game in person, so there will be no stream on Thursday. I'll be down in Barclays for the Liberty versus the Sparks. Then we have Seattle and Atlanta, followed by Phoenix and Dallas. And then you have the Mystics and Minnesota. So you have one game on Prime Video, which is that Aces Fever game, and the rest of them will be on League Pass. Okay, then we take a look. No games on Friday. Then we go to Saturday. We have at 7 p.m. we have a game, Sparks versus Fever on NBA TV, 7 p.m. Eastern, that is. And then we also have Valkyries and Lynx at 8 p.m. That game's on League Pass. Then Sunday, July 6th, we have Storm at Liberty. I will be at that game in person as well. So no well, depending on what time. No stream on Sunday. It's also my mom's birthday. So most likely not a stream on Sunday. Storm versus Liberty. Aces versus Sun at 4 p.m. And then Sky versus Lynx to close out the night at 7. Then we have one of the double header on Monday, surprisingly. Usually don't have too many games on Mondays. But Monday we have the Valkyries versus the Dream and the Wings versus the Mercury. Cub fan, I am a season ticket holder, so I paid for all the home games before the season. I paid for 2 season tickets for my mom and I. So Monday we got 2 games: Valkyries Dream, Wings, Mercury, and then the week, the WNBA week is over then. Right, so that's the upcoming schedule. I'll scroll back up to Thursday so you can see all the games that are happening on Thursday in the W. There you go. No problem, Cub fan. Thanks, Chris. I try to be. That's our little bonding thing. We go to Liberty games together. Been going for a while. This is my 3rd season as a season ticket holder. Yeah, it's my 3rd season as a season ticket holder. I told myself I always went to games, but I would just pay game by game. And then I told myself if Brianna Stewart was actually going to come to the Liberty, I would become a season ticket holder. And I think the next day she signed, so I had to be a man of my word, and I signed right up for them tickets. So I was there for the finals we lost. I was there for the finals we won, and then we'll see what happens this year. See what happens this season. It's been the league. It looks like anybody can win right now. I mean, at the moment, winning a championship is all about who stays the healthiest and all that. So we'll see who will be healthy and clicking at the right time come September, October. Like right now, my Liberty aren't doing too hot. So hopefully when we get everybody back, they'll get back into the swing of things. Let's take a look at the standings. in the WNBA. Remember, the Commissioner's Cup final does not count towards anything but the Commissioner's Cup. So these stats don't carry over into the regular season stats like the group stage games did. This is just its own standalone category in the record books. All right, so let's take a look at the standings right now. So we got the Minnesota Lynx. Let me come over here and fix this right quick. So we have the Minnesota Lynx at 14-2, followed by the Phoenix Mercury 12-5. They were on a 6-game winning streak before they lost to the Aces the other day. Liberty on a 2-game losing streak at 11-5. The Dream right behind them at 11-6. Seattle at 10-7, and the Valkyries surprisingly at 6 with a 9-7 record. Vegas right behind them with 8-8, tied with the Fever at 8-8 as well. Washington on the outside looking in at 8-9. You got Chicago at 5-11. Sparks at 5-12, Wings at 5-13, and the Sun at 2-15. Lost their last 9 games. Yikes. Yeah, I'm about to get this guy out of here. Take a timeout, my friend. Take a timeout, Marlon. I have to put him in timeout. If he come back, then he'll take a ban. Emil, what's up, nephew? He said, how much are they up now? Sorry, just got home from work. Listen, work is more important, my friend. I appreciate good stuff. They're up 5. The Fever are up 5. Let me put up a quick poll, see if anybody's predictions have changed. Who now? I'm gonna say now. Who will win this game? Is it the Fever or the Lynx? All right, I started a poll on the YouTube. If you on the Twitch, just put it in the chat. Oh, it's Canada Day. Salute to the Canadians. Happy Canada Day. I didn't know it was Canada Day. So salute to all my Canadians out there. Only place I've been to in Canada is Toronto. Nice city. So salute all the Canadians out there. Oh, you from the 6? Oh, okay. I mean, so you hopefully you go to some games next season when the Tempo come to town. I think they're gonna be in that plaza over there. I was there last time I was there was last year August for Caravana. In like the Olympic Plaza, I guess it's called. Where the what's the name of y'all soccer team up there? The Toronto somethings, the MLS team. Wherever that stadium is, I was out there. Yeah, Chemo. I think I think I do. I think I do skew War Fever fans. But listen, I appreciate it all the same. All right, it looks like they're coming back from the halftime break now. Salute to everybody hanging out with me for the halftime break. Minnesota has 11 points off of turnovers. But the Fever were on an 18-0 run over the last 7 minutes and 54 seconds to end the first half. That's huge. It's funny that the Fever are shooting a worse percentage in all categories, but are still up 5 due to the rebounding and second chance points. All right, let me make sure this is ready to go. Halftime almost over. Salute to everybody hanging around. 32-27, third quarter getting ready to start momentarily. Halftime is just ending. Emil said Candace Parker going to unretire for the Tempo. Yeah, right. She just got her jersey retired in 2 different franchises. I don't think I've ever seen that in the W. So she's staying retired. She's going to actually be working for Amazon for NBA coverage. She may do WNBA coverage for Amazon as well in the future. I don't know what that agreement is like, but she will be doing NBA coverage for Amazon for this upcoming NBA season. So Napheesa's already killed my little ticket for my little bet for her. I needed her to get 3 points in each quarter, and she went goose egg in that second quarter. Thanks, Fee. You don't respect coin. It's all good. That's the pros and cons of sports betting. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes a sure thing isn't so much a sure thing, so you can't even sweat it. I mean, the Minnesota Lynx as a whole were just bad in that second quarter. Like, I've never seen them be that bad. That they go scoreless in 8 minutes. But we're back in play, people. Enough of me rambling about my bets. Now we get to the actual action here. Fever start the third with the ball. Boston with the ball. Gets Williams switched on her. Hand off to Mitchell. Over to Ari McDonald. Pump fakes. Corner to Lexi Hull. Can she get on the board? It gets blocked, though. Tipped out, and it remains Fever ball with 4 on the clock. Right, Liz. That's what I'm saying. Fee going 0 points in a quarter is few and far between. Aaron McDonald, the inbound, gets it into Boston. Boston gets by Fee and scores. Fee looking at the ref like, help me, please. Ref looking at her with the shrug. 34-27. Ball over to Williams. Let's see what the Lynx can do. Lynx have the ball. Fee, top of the key. Hand off to K-Mac. She needs to come alive. They find Napheesa on the roll. Fee goes up, and finally Fee scores. First point since the first quarter. 34-29. Kelsey Mitchell gets downhill, skips through that lane. Left hand finger roll for Kelsey Mitchell. 36-29. No defense in that interior. Kelsey up to 10 points here. Left side to Alana Smith. Smith with the ball. Hand off to Courtney Williams. Williams pump fakes for 3. Picks up her dribble. No one to pass it to. Gets it to McBride with 7 on the clock. McBride with 5 on the clock. McBride attacks. Gets around the hedge. Over to Alana Smith. She has to get it up. Front rims it. Fight for the rebound. Goes to Carlton. Over to Fee. Fee. Midi. Bounces around. Can't get it. Fight for the rebound. And they call a foul there. Is it on Boston? It might be on Boston. The second foul on Boston. The foul was on her. Williams gets downhill by Aaron McDonald. Tries to hang pass it to Fee. It's a turnover. Steal by Mitchell. Ball over to Howard. Howard running the floor. Throws it out. Kayla McBride gets a hand on it. It's a turnover by the Fever. Kayla McBride on the run. Attacks Kelsey Mitchell. Hangs. Oh, the ball goes halfway down and out. Alana Smith with the offensive board. Over to Fee. Fee pump fakes for 3. Attacks Kelsey Mitchell. Tries to step through. Loses the ball. Howard has it. She loses it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Ball to the Fever. Napheesa being a little frustrated there. What's up, Carrie? Yeah, the game's on. Game is on. Salute. Ball in play here with the Fever. McDonald over to Mitchell. Mitchell, top of the key 3. And she misses. Alana Smith, another rebound. Almost gets deflected by Howard, but she saves it. Smith, that is. Williams with the ball. Williams gets downhill. Strip goes off of Williams' leg by Ari McDonald. Off, what's her name? Courtney Williams' leg, and it goes out of bounds. Another turnover here. Clean strip there by McDonald. 36-29. Fever on an extended 22-2 run here. If my math is correct. Yep, 22-2 run here. Going from the third quarter till the second quarter till now. McDonald over to Howard. Howard top of the key with 4 on the clock. Howard attacks, spins off, floater is up, and good. Natasha Howard gets her. That might be her first field goal of the game. She just hit free throws only. That might be her first. Oh, miscommunication between Napheesa and Kayla McBride. Let me end my poll here. This game might be getting out of hand. No, I'm not gonna end it. I'm gonna see who's going bait here. Ball in play here with Ari McDonald. Indiana by 9. Hull with the ball. Hull over to McDonald. McDonald to Howard. Howard. Oh, tries to hand it off to Kelsey Mitchell. It's a steal. McBride over to Alana Smith on the run. She goes up and gets fouled. And she'll go to the line for 2 free throws. So miscommunication on the handoff between Howard and Mitchell. Kayla McBride with the steal. Gets the outlet to Alana Smith. Fouled by Aaron McDonald. At least she stopped the layup. So Alana Smith to the line for 2 free throws here. First free throw is up and rattles in. This game has completely flipped on its head. Alana Smith, second free throw is good. 38-31, 6:40 to go. My clock's about 10 seconds behind. My fault. 7-point game. McDonald gets it to Boston. Boston with the ball. Boston trying to post up Fee. Hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell gets downhill. Snatch back dribble. Almost loses it. Recovers it. At the 3-point line. Over to Howard with 4 on the clock. Howard attacks Williams. Goes up. One leg floater is up and rattles in. Natasha Howard being ultra aggressive here. She's up to 10 points. Alana Smith tries to answer with a 3, and Alana Smith, she says, I can shoot threes. I can do that. Knocks down her second 3 of the game. 6-point game, 40-34. Ari McDonald over to Howard. Howard, handoff to Hull. Hull comes off that screen. She's done nothing so far. Hull under the basket, over to a cutting Boston. Boston rushes the putback, rushes the floater, excuse me. Misses. Rebound to Carlton. K-Mac with the ball. Williams, left side to Bridget. Bridget up top to Williams. Williams over to K-Mac in the corner. Down to Napheesa. Napheesa in the post against Howard. That one leg fall away. Halfway down and out. Those usual one leg fall aways from Fee not falling tonight. Hull on the spin. Out to Howard. Howard, handoff to Mitchell. And they call a foul there for Kayla McBride. First foul on K-Mac. Ball over to Boston on the inbound. Handoff to Ari McDonald. Man, this third quarter is moving. Almost 5 minutes, almost at the halfway point. Boston, handoff to Hull. Hull tries to get downhill, loses the ball. That's a double dribble. They don't call it. Over to Howard. Howard has to throw it up. Shot clock violation. So we have our official media timeout. Fever up 6 at the halfway point of this third quarter. 40-34. So it's 4:59 to go. Let me run my clock down a little. 4:59 to go. My clock's a little behind. I reset my Prime Video, so I should be as close to live as possible. Let's take a look at the box score while we have a chance here. 40-34, 4:59 to go here. Fever outscoring the Lynx 8-7 here in the quarter. For Indiana, you have Natasha Howard with 10 points and 9 rebounds. She's one away from a double-double. Lexi Hull, like I mentioned, she's just out there doing cardio today. Just running around. Aliyah Boston with 4 points and 8 rebounds with 5 assists. You have Kelsey Mitchell with 10 points. Ari McDonald with 7. Off their bench, Cunningham with 6. Colson with 3. Timpson yet to score. Minnesota, Bridget Carlton, goose egg. She out there doing cardio as well, but she does have 4 rebounds. 8 for Napheesa. I expect more from her. She has to come alive here in the rest of this game if they want to have a chance of winning. 12 for Alana Smith. She's leading the way for them. 5 for Courtney Williams. 2 for K-Mac. 1 for Natisha Heidemann. 4 for Shep. And Maria Klundakova with 2. Chris, appreciate that. Salute. Appreciate that. So, yeah, people, Indiana, short-handed They only have 8 people on the roster right now, if my math is correct. Let me scroll back down. Yeah, they only have 8 people on the roster. 9 people on the roster, including Bree Turner. They're missing Caitlin and they're missing Dantas, but no excuses for them. They're competing, and they're up 6. They are up 6. Indiana looking for their first Commissioner's Cup championship, their first piece of WNBA hardware since they won the championship back in, was it 2014 when the Fever won with Tamika Catchings in that squad? Indiana Fever chip. I gotta type out championship. Come on, guys. Yeah, 2012. I was 2 years. I was 2 years later. 2012 is when they won the championship. They're only, and they beat the Minnesota Lynx in that one, which is the funny part. So it's been 13 years since the Fever have won any type of WNBA hardware. Kayla McBride to the lane, doesn't get the foul call on the drive. That was good defense by Lexi Hull. Fever with the ball. Howard, hand off to McDonald. McDonald over to Mitchell. Mitchell jab step at the 3, down to Boston. Boston picks up her dribble over to Hull. Hull for 3, and Hull finally gets her first points of the game. I've been talking smack about her all evening, about her just getting the workout in, and she knocks down a big corner 3 here. Alana Smith over to Williams. It's a 9-point game here. Williams gets downhill, gets cut off, dribbles back out. Down to Alana Smith. Smith picks up her dribble over to Williams. Williams with 3 on the clock. Williams, midi, contested, front rim miss, rebound to Hull. This defense is incredible for the Fever. Hull with the ball. Hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Carlton over to Boston. Boston with the ball. Boston attacks Napheesa. Picks up her dribble. Throws it out of bounds. Turnover there by the Fever. The Fever leading this game in turnovers, but they still have a 9-point lead, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Turnover battle here. Minnesota with 11. Oh, no, they're actually winning the turnover. They only have 8, but they just get another one here. Howard with the steal, skips through that lane, and left-hand layup is good. And a timeout by Cheryl Reeve. Up by double figures, 45-34. 3:27 to go. Jeez, I feel bad for... I mean, when money's on the line, things happen. Courtney Williams, lazy bounce pass, Napheesa being lackadaisical. Howard jumps the lane, goes coast to coast, left hand layup. So it's 3:27 to go. I sped my clock up a little bit. We're in another timeout here. Natasha Howard leading the way with 12 points and 10 rebounds here. A double-double for Natasha Howard, the veteran. This is crazy. This is crazy. The Commissioner's Cup curse is real. The Commissioner's Cup curse is real, people. Every team who's won the Commissioner's Cup always comes back the next year and somehow, some way gets smacked up. There, I forgot to talk about the All-Star starters. I don't really care about the All-Star game, to be completely honest with you. Caitlin Clark and Napheesa are the captains. Other starters include Beckers, Ionescu, Gray, Wilson, Stewie, Boston, Agumake, and Satu. Ball and play here with the Minnesota Lynx. This is insane right here. Alana Smith with the ball. They call a foul there on Lexi Hull away from the play. Fever are scoring the Lynx 13-7 in this quarter. They went into halftime up 5. They are now up double figures. Hey, Bueller, what's going on? Ball and play here. Courtney Williams with the ball. Over to K-Mac. K-Mac with the ball. She's been quiet. Shut up. See, come on. Google. Thank you. My Google Home started talking. I guess I said Google or something. Oh, Ari McDonald for corner 3. It's a 14-point game. This is insane, people. This is absolutely insane. An 8-0 Indiana run. They're up 14 on the defending Cup champs. Williams over to Alana Smith on the roll. Over to K-Mac. They need it badly. And K-Mac gets fouled on the 3-point shot. She misses. And she's down in pain a bit. She'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Ari McDonald with the 3. I usually mute that speaker, and I forgot to mute it today. 48-34. 2:42 to go in this quarter. Kayla McBride for 3. That was a little soft. Did she really run into the left knee? I don't know. I mean, the knee to knee is painful, but I don't know if that counts as encroaching on the landing area. But she gets the call anyway. K-Mac at the line for 3 free throws. K-Mac first free throw was up and good. Yeah, somebody just reminded me, I think my nephew in the chat, nephew Emil, told me it's Canada Day. So I was just talking, saying salute to the Canadians. K-Mac hits the second. Sophie Cunningham checks back into this game. Colson as well. Lexi Hullen and McDonald get a breather here. And K-Mac hits all 3. So it's an 11-point game now, 48-37. Let me slow my clock down. 2:33, here we go. Colson off the screen, gets to the foul line. Over to Howard. Howard pump fakes for 3, gets into the lane. Double clutches and draws the foul on Courtney Williams. She'll go to the line for 2 free. I don't know why people are jumping out on Howard trying to shoot 3s. If she's going to knock down 3s, you just tip your hat to her. But she pump fakes at the 3. I'm waving her off. Like, all right. But Natasha Howard leading the way here. She has a double-double. 12 points and 10 boards. She knocks down the first. 7 for 7 from the line. Yeah, Keeman, that was a little out of control, and she just had to throw. She throws that up, but Courtney Williams didn't do her any favors there. Aliyah Boston gets a breather here. Who did she check in? Michaela Timpson, the rookie, gets some minutes here, and she rattles in the second. She's 7 for 7, or is it 8 for 8 from the line for Natasha Howard? 8 for 8. Williams to Alana Smith. She almost loses it. Over to K-Mac. K-Mac gets trapped. Over to Alana Smith. They have numbers if they want it. Over back to K-Mac. K-Mac corner 3. Oh, halfway down and out. Napheesa with the offensive rebound. K-Mac into the lane. Alana Smith for 3. And Smith hits the right wing 3. They needed that badly. 50-40. 10-point game. Let's see how they can close. And the ball gets tipped out by Kayla McBride. See what happens when you get second chance points here. Napheesa gets the offensive rebound. Dribble penetration by K-Mac out to Alana Smith, and she cashes in another 3 here. Alana Smith with 8 points in the quarter. She's up to 15. Cheryl Reeve is going to challenge this out of bounds call. So we're going to have a quick break. Well, I shouldn't say quick because they be taking forever to review. But we're going to have a break here as they review this out of bounds call. Alana Smith with 3 threes in this one. That's the Lynx player I should have went with for 2 threes. Bridget Carlton only's taken 2 shots, 1 3. Minnesota Lynx players just don't respect my coin tonight. But it is what it is. It is what it is. 50-40 is the score. 156 to go. It's been Indiana. It's been Indiana since the second quarter. Shout out to everybody on stream. Shout out to all the new subs. We got about 7 new subs today. Appreciate you guys for subbing up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Leave a like on the video, on the stream. Helps the channel out tremendously. We're working our way on up to 1,100 subs, and then onward and upward from there. Just crossed the 1,000 sub mark last week. Appreciate you guys. I always got to give shout out to you guys for supporting. That is the correct score, Denise. That is the correct score. Fever up 50-40 on the defending Commissioner's Cup champions. We're in the middle of a coach's challenge here by the Minnesota Lynx. Beulah says the Lynx will make a run in 4 quarters. We'll see. We seen them do it against Atlanta last week, last game. So we'll see. Oh, that ball is out on Sydney Colson. That is out on Sydney Colson. They got like some super zoom camera here that I never seen before. But they got it. So the challenge is successful. They just confirmed it. Ball goes to Minnesota. If they can close this quarter, get within 5, they win this game. Mark my words. If they get within 5 before this quarter is over, the Fever have problems here. Remember, the Fever blew a big lead to the Sparks the other day, so I don't have faith in them in the fourth quarter, unless they're playing a subpar team. Courtney Williams gets to the midi and misses. Heidemann with the ball, guarding Colson. Colson dribbles to the left wing. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to get downhill. Snatch back dribble. Gets wide open for 3. They call a moving screen. Oh! That wipes a big 3 off the board. Mitchell does hit the 3, but they get a moving screen on Napheesa Howard. That was a big 3 too. Yeah, that's a moving screen. Definition of a moving screen there. Williams with the ball. Over to McBride. Over to Heidemann. They need it. Heidemann for 3. Can't get it. Ball tipped up. Sophie Cunningham with the rebound. Colson over to Howard. Approaching a minute to go here. Howard gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell, snatchback dribble, goes right. Mitchell picks up her dribble, down to Howard. Howard face up on Shepard. Attacks middle of the floor, throws up the left hand floater off glass is good. 52-40. Napheesa Howard having a hell of a third quarter here. She has 16 points. Double, 16 points, 11 boards for the veteran. Courtney Williams with the ball. And they call the travel. Colson forces the travel on Courtney Williams. Napheesa Howard putting the team on her back here. 52-40. Ball in play here with the Fever. Colson gets downhill, goes for the left-hand layup, too strong. The rookie Timpson with the offensive rebound. Goes up, misses. Fight for the rebound. Shepard gets it. Looking like Napheesa Howard will be the MVP if these results hold here. Williams calls out for the screen. 8 on the clock. 7, 6. Williams gets downhill. Hezzy dribble. Gets into the paint. Throws up off balance. Gets fouled there by Mitchell with 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Not a lot of free throws in this game. This is only 7 attempts by Minnesota so far, 8 for the Fever. So that's why this game feels like it's been speeding along here. So Courtney Williams struggling tonight from the field. She started off a little hot, but has cooled off since. First free throw is up and good. Courtney Williams now. She's 2 for 10 from the field for 5 points now. Second free throw is up, and she cashes in. 10-point game here. Colson with 2. With 1, loses the ball. K-Mac from half court, and it's not going to go. Heidemann holding her left shoulder. Guess she ran into a screen there at the end of that quarter. It's 52-42 at the end of the third quarter. Fever 1 quarter away from their Commissioner's Cup championship win, the first in their history. I mean, the Commissioner's Cup only been around 5 years. Well, this is the 5th season. So this will be the first in their history, their first piece of WNBA silverware since the 2012 WNBA finals when they won their first and only title. I'm going to end this poll here. 68% of you in the poll say Fever will win this game. It is a 10-point game going into the fourth. 31% think the Lynx will win. So we'll see who comes out on top. Let's get things ready for the fourth and final quarter. 52-42. Let's take a look at the box score while we have some time here. That is the score. The Fever outscored the Lynx 20-15 in that third quarter. They've won the last 2 quarters, the second and third, after the Lynx won the first. Natasha Howard has 16 points and 11 boards, double here for her. Lexi Hall with 3, but it was a big 3 that she hit. Aliyah Boston, not her greatest night, 4 points, but does have 9 boards. Kelsey Mitchell with 10, and Ari McDonald with 10 as well. Sophie Cunningham with 6, Colson with 3. They're shooting 38% from the field, 37.5% from 3. They've made all 8 of their free throws. The only person who's taken free throws is Natasha Howard. She's made all 8 of them. For the Minnesota Lynx, you have Napheesa with 8 points, 4 rebounds. Very quiet night, uncharacteristic night for her, 4 for 12 from the field. Bridget Carlton, goose egg, 15 for Alana Smith, 7 for Courtney Williams, and 5 for Kayla McBride. Their bench, the same as it's been all game. 34% from the field, 36% from 3. They have 22 rebounds, 11 assists, and 13 turnovers. Compared to the Fever, they have 32 rebounds, 15 assists, and 11 turnovers. So they're beating them by 10 on the boards, beating them by 4 in assists, and they have 2 less turnovers. And they're shooting a better percentage from the field and from 3 than them. So that everything has started to shift in favor of the Fever. The Fever were only really winning on the boards and in the scoreboard, but their shooting percentages were terrible. Now everything has shifted in the Fever's favor as the Minnesota Lynx are struggling to put the ball in the basket. Well, we're at the fourth and final quarter. Can the Fever hold on to a 10-point lead against the defending Cup champions? Daniel, salute for the sub.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, my friend. Salute, salute. Alana Smith, they're talking to her. She has 15. The rest of the team has 27 combined. And that's a team with MVP candidate in Napheesa Collier. Ball in play here with the Fever. Can they do what hasn't been done? Win back-to-back Commissioner's Cup champions. Be the first team to win 2 Commissioner's Cups. Or can the Fever get there first? Napheesa with the ball. She attacks Cunningham. Gets into the paint, attacks. Doesn't get the foul. Gets her own rebound. Throws it out to Kayla. They need it badly. And she can't throw it. And she gets fouled on the rebound. Jessica Shepard.
Let's go.
Salute Matthew for the sub. Salute, salute. So it's going to remain Minnesota basketball here. 52-42, 10-point game, final quarter. We're in for a good one here. Jessica Shepard at the three-point line attacks Boston. Hezzy in the post. Gets under the basket. Reverses. Gets blocked by Boston, but they call a foul on Boston. And she'll go to the line for 2 free throws. So Jessica Shepard, that's where she does a majority of her work. That is a foul on Boston. That is a foul. There's no complaint there. That is a foul. Jessica, no complaint from me. That is a foul. Shepard, first free throw. She knocks down the first. She was struggling in Eurobasket. She would hit one. Oh, I had added it to the wrong team. She would hit one and then miss one in Eurobasket. She knocks down this first one. Jess Shepard at the line for the second free throw is up. And I jinxed her. She does the same thing again. Out of bounds on Timpson. The Lynx get another possession here. So the lineups on the floor right now for the Fever, they have Timpson, Cunningham, Colson, Boston, and who's this other person? Colson. Ball and play with the Lynx. Williams comes off the screen over to Napheesa. Napheesa, left wing three. Oh, and it rattles in and out. A lot of their shots are just in and out. Both from three and inside. Ari McDonald's on the floor. So I think I said Colson twice. Colson with the ball left side. She gets into the paint. Pulls up. No, she drops it off to Boston. Boston spin move floater is short. Rebound to Alana Smith. Over to Courtney Williams. Williams right side of the floor. Crosses half court. Hezzy dribble. Can't get to the paint. Oh, double cross on Colson. Blows right by her. Reverse. Oh, she smokes it. But putback is good by Shepard. Timeout. Salute for the sub. Timeout by the Fever. It's gut check time here. 52-45. Minnesota with the first 5. Is it 5 points or is it the first 3 points of this quarter? 7-point game here. Chemo's right. Plenty of time left. Plenty of time left. We're in for a good ending here, people. We are in for a good ending. Yeah, Beulah, we touched on all of that pre-game, on all the people who got waived and stuff. Unfortunate for Julie Van Loo. Just the timing of it all was just not ideal for her. With her going from the high of winning the gold medal with Team Belgium, flying back to San Francisco to join the Valkyries, and getting off the plane and your phone notifications going crazy that you've been waived. It's a cold game, but that's the business of it all, unfortunately. But I think she'll land on her feet somewhere. She'll land on her feet. It just sucks that she wasn't able to join them her Belgian teammates celebrating back in Brussels. She was trying to rush back to get to San Francisco, and to find out that news on the plane landing is brutal. But it's a cold game. Visible, can the Lynx come back? It's a 7-point game with 8:40 to go. I would not put it past them to come back. The Fever haven't proven to be a elite fourth quarter team. They're shaky in the fourth. So if the Lynx can get some of these shots to drop, they've been rattling in and out. It's been halfway down and out. If some of these start falling, things can change in an instant. Salute for your comment though, Visible. I think it's the first time I've seen you in the chat. Salute. Lynx are right here though. The Lynx are right there. Plenty of time left in this one. All right, broadcast is coming back here. It will be Fever Ball. They called the timeout. Miracle with a big prediction there in the chat. Predicting a comeback win for the Lynx here. 7-point game, 8:45 to go. Fever inbound, and we're back in play here. Let's see what happens. It's McDonald, Howard, Colson, Boston, and Cunningham. Howard dribbles into traffic, out to McDonald. McDonald back to Howard. High low to Boston. Boston goes up and scores. Good play. Out the timeout by Steph White. I got to salute. Salute that, Steph White. What a play. 9-point game here. 45-54. And they call that same moving screen on them handoffs. They're going to keep, they've been consistent. I got to give the referees, they've been consistent on these dribble handoffs screens where the player trying to hand it off tries to screen their teammates defender, and they call it consistently. So you have to adjust there. 54-45 here. Let's see if the Lynx can, the Fever can exercise some demons here in the fourth quarter. McDonald comes off the screen. Has he dribble? Pump fakes, goes up, goes glass, and scores over Williams. So a quick 4 points out of the timeout. McDonald, 5'6", on the floor, gets into the paint, bumps off Williams, and scores. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Fever here. So it went from a 7-point lead back to 11 in 2 consecutive plays here. Ball in play with the Lynx. You have Alana Smith gets popped in the face by McDonald there. Ball in bounds with the Lynx. It's K-Mac with the ball. Down to Alana Smith. Terrible pass by K-Mac. Another turnover by the Lynx there. Colson with the ball. Guarded out on the island by Alana Smith. Attacks her. Gets downhill. Blows right by her. Cross-court pass. Boston steals it and scores. So it's a quick 6 points here. Boston, that pass was trying to go to the corner. Boston just sticks her arm up, steals it out the air, and gets the easy layup. Williams jump past Alana Smith for 3. Short. And misses. Uh-oh. The Fever respond brilliantly here. Colson calls out the play. 58-45. Gets it over to Aliyah Boston. Aliyah Boston downhill. Bumps off Alana Smith. Misses. Rebound to Napheesa. She's been absolutely quiet. Napheesa crosses half court over to Kayla McBride. McBride off the screen. Goes over to Williams. Williams over to Shepard. Shepard baseline. Spin on Howard again. Gets fouled. And they don't call it. But she scores anyway. She's caught on Howard twice with that spin move. 11-point game here. 11-point lead by the Fever. Colson comes off the screen. Snatches it back. Picks up her dribble. Corner to Cunningham. Cunningham blows right by Fee and gets a layup. Blows right by the defensive player of the year. The reigning defensive player of the year. And it's back to a 13-point lead here. Courtney Williams, hezzy dribble. Gets trapped here. Guarded tightly by McDonald. Jump pass to the Fee at the 3-point line. 10 to go. Napheesa looks to attack Howard. Puts her in the post. Gets the ball stripped away. It goes off Napheesa and out of bounds. Napheesa rattled here. Natasha Howard with the stop. $60-47. Ball in play here with the Fever. Ari McDonald calls out the play. She crosses half court. Gets the screen from Boston. She goes back top of the key. Over to Mitchell on the curl. Back to Ari. Ari, jab step. Left to Howard. Howard with 5 on the clock. Howard fakes the handoff, gets into the paint, spin move, tries to step through, and they call a travel on Natasha Howard. Loses that pivot foot. Minnesota has 5:45 to turn this around. Williams with the ball. Williams double crossover. Has Boston on her. She gets into the paint. Stops. Midi is up, and Williams knocks down the contested two. 60-49, 11-point game. Aaron McDonald slows it down, calls out the play again. They're going to be really methodical here. Ari comes off the screen, over to Howard at the foul line. Gets it over to Mitchell. Kayla McBride gambles. Mitchell 3. Oh, she misses. Fight for the rebound. Boston chases it down. Gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell into the paint, tries to hand it off, and it's stolen. Williams with the defensive stop. Gets it over to Napheesa. Can Napheesa wake up in this fourth here? Ball gets it to K-Mac. Over to Williams. They need productive plays every time down. Williams to the rolling Smith. Smith with the ball. 6 on the clock. Over to Napheesa. With 3, 2. And they call a foul there by Boston. Boston bails them out. Napheesa was in no man's land at the 3-point line looking for the step back. And that's Boston's reach-in foul there. So the clock will reset to 14. So sideline out of bounds for Bridget Carlton, who's done absolutely nothing on the offensive end today. Ball into Alana Smith. Hand off to Heidemann. And they call a foul there. Indiana in the penalty, so Minnesota will shoot free throws the rest of this game. 4:34 to go, and they're in the penalty. Kayla McBride, best free throw percentage in the W. She's at the line for 2 free throws to make this a single-digit game. She knocks down the first. She is 41 for 42 at the free throw line this season. And she hits the second. Ball in play here. Yeah, that was not on anybody's bingo card. Natasha Howard, Commissioner's Cup MVP. But she's right in line for it. Right in line for it. Ball over to Mitchell. It's a 9-point game here. Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell, snatchback dribble. Tries to get left. Gets cut off. Cunningham, wide open 3. Good! Sophie Cunningham knocks down the 3. And we have a timeout on our hands. Back to a 12-point game. Sophie Cunningham, her third 3 of the match. And gets Indiana back into double figures here. That's what happens. You dribble penetrate. Bridget Carlton helps to cut that drive off. Leaves Cunningham wide open for 3. And she buries it. It's getting late early for the Lynx. The Fever withstood that first initial punch. They called a timeout. And it's been all Fever ever since. They're outscoring the Lynx 11-9 in this quarter. Let's take a quick look at the box score while we still have some time here. Wrong thing. There we go. 63-51, 4:11 to go in the fourth here. Fever on top. Minnesota running out of timeouts here as well. Howard, Commissioner's Cup MVP candidate. That would be first ballot for me. 16-12 with 4 assists. You have Lexi Hull with 3, 8 for Aliyah Boston with 10 rebounds, Kelsey Mitchell with 10, and Ari McDonald with 12. You have Cunningham with a big 11 off the bench, 3 for 5 from 3, Colson with 3. Yeah, people got to put respect on Coach White. I know people were a little upset with some of her rotations, but this is her first year as the head coach of this team. She got to get time to find her rotations, find what matchups work good together against what types of defense. And now, without Caitlin, they're beating the best team in the W record-wise and the defending Cup champs on their home floor. The Minnesota Lynx, Napheesa, one of her all-time worst nights, it looks like. 4-14, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 5 turnovers. Bridget Carlton, as I mentioned, just out there rebounding the ball and getting some cardio. And 15 for Alana Smith. She's been their leading scorer the whole game. 7 for Kayla McBride on 1 of 6 shooting. Courtney Williams, 3 of 12 shooting for 9 points. Shepard with 9. 1 for Heidemann, 2 for Klundakova. I haven't seen Klundakova in a while either. Listen, man, this would be a huge win for the Fever, propelling them into, no matter who's on the court for them, Caitlin or no Caitlin, they can beat anyone on any given night. Listen, I think the Commissioner's Cup curse is real. This reaffirms it. This reaffirms it. Let's go back to the live game here. Commissioner's Cup curse is real. All the Minnesota alumni are there. I see Sylvia Fowles. And a couple other older players. Ball down to Napheesa. Napheesa, one leg fall away. And she just, those usual one leg fall aways have just not been falling. Wide open on the one leg fall away. Lost her defender and it just won't drop. She's the leading scorer in the W and having a stinker tonight. Boston looks to attack Fee. Bumps her out the way. Hook shot and she draws the foul. Oh, and then Napheesa and Boston getting into it here. It's getting spicy here between Napheesa. Took exception to that shoulder that Boston threw. I think a lot of people seem to get into it with Boston. I mean, she's the common denominator in a lot of these. And Boston said, stop hacking. And then, I don't know what Fee said. The camera's showing her back right now. Aliyah, yeah, Aliyah Boston gets into it with a lot of people, man. She's the common denominator. She hits the first, though. Aliyah Boston. And she makes down. She knocks both. We're up to a 14-point lead. This might be too big for the Lynx tonight. And Heidemann gets fouled. Goes to the lane. She gets fouled and will hit the basket. When AB on the court, she a little different than what you see in the little TikToks and stuff. When she on the court, she turns into a different player. Not negatively, but she gets very physical down there. I can't even spell denominator. There we go. Timeout called by the Fever here. It's a 12-point game. Heidemann will go to the line for a free throw once we return. 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter of the Commissioner's Cup final. Aliyah Boston, she joins the party with a double-double. She has 10 points and 10 rebounds with 6 assists. $3:30 to go here. Sorry, I just got distracted. I was reading what people were. I think people said the same thing. They're like, Leah Boston at the scene again. All right, but Heidemann, game's return. Timeout is over. Heidemann's at the line to complete the 3-point play. 3:30 to go. Can potentially make it a 11-point game with this free throw. And she misses. Rebound to Cunningham. Needed that one badly. 65-53. 12-point game. 3:30 to go. Not over, but Time slipping into the future. Boston in the post, faces up against Napheesa, goes in the post against her again. Reverse spin, throws up the hook and scores. Goes over, right hand hook over Napheesa. 67-53. Napheesa tries to attack Howard back on the other side. Howard into the paint, over to Williams. They need this three badly. Courtney misses. Rebound to Napheesa. Floater is up and good. On the offensive putback. 12-point game. 2:40 to go. They got to get a stop here, though. 67-55. Colson crosses half court. Salute, Denise. Ball over to Howard. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell on the curl into the paint. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham pump fake. She drives into the paint. Throws up a wild left hand layup. They call a foul. Oh, defense for 23 seconds. And they foul with 1 second left on the shot clock. Shot clock expiring. The officials are going to review to see if this was before or after the buzzer here. Yeah, that's before. That's before the buzzer. So Cunningham will shoot 2 free throws. This is over, people. These could seal it. These 2 free throws here. I mean, the game was pretty much over, but this could pretty much make it undeniable here. So it was a reaching by Alana Smith. They don't call that. They call this, and that is the foul on McBride. There was no need for Kayla to swipe down on that. Sophie was already losing the ball. Yeah, so it's 2 free throws. There's no need to keep replaying this. It's 2 free throws here, please. Let's get on with it. So Sophie Cunningham off the bench with 11 points. She'll go to the line for 2 more free throws. Yeah, Daniel, I got mine. Yeah, the game's at 2. I have the game at there. I'm at 217 right now. You're probably a little you're probably behind on the stream, but I'm up to date. She just hits the free throw. I'm up to date. And she knocks down the second. Cunningham knocks down 2 free throws. It's 69-55 here. Heidemann with the ball. Heidemann drives baseline. Finds McBride. She's been struggling. Can she hit? Nope. Fisa offensive rebound and putback. Now she's trying to get points now. Now you want to hoop. But it's too little too late. 12-point game here. Colson crosses half court. They have Colson, Mitchell, Howard, Boston, and Cunningham. A bunch of vets on the floor here. Oh, no, bad pass by Howard. Napheesa with the steal. Napheesa going coast to coast. Napheesa gets the ball deflected. Had numbers and doesn't use it. Good deflection there by Sydney Colson. Minute and a half to go here. Fever about to win their first Commissioner's Cup title. 90 seconds away. Colson with the ball off the screen. Colson, mid-range jump shot. Dagger? No, short. Rebound to Fee. Courtney Williams on the run. Courtney Williams steps through, hangs, and banks it in. 10-point game here. Ball in play here with the Fever. It's Colson with the ball. 1:08 to go. I think 10 points might be insurmountable. Mitchell, if she hits a shot here, this could be it. Mitchell off the screen. Mitchell, dagger. Midi is good. Kelsey Mitchell with the dagger in the hearts of the Fever fans here. And Lynx fans here. It's 71-59. Reset timeout called by the Minnesota Lynx. Kelsey Mitchell. And they're going to empty the benches now. This one is over. This one is over. Daniel, you got to speed up, my friend. You got to speed up. I'm at 59 seconds. I'm at 1 minute to go here. So if you're listening, you got to speed up the stream. Ball in play. The Lynx just emptied the bench here. Diamond Miller trying to get some points. Doesn't work. Rebound to Cunningham. Fever 50 seconds away. I feel bad for that guy who put thousands on the Minnesota Lynx. Howard Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell gets downhill, loses the ball, deflected, and it stays with the Fever. So the Minnesota Lynx, the curse continues. Bridget Carlton, I had her for 2 threes. She has 0 points. I knew it was too good to be true. The odds were too good on that. Kelsey Mitchell checks out. She gives a hug to Caitlin. And Bree Turner getting her first minutes of the game in a ball in to Cunningham. Cunningham with the ball. Guys, am I on time? And Lexi Hull just adding some icing to the cake here. Lexi Hull with the corner 3. 74-59. Over to Alyssa Pili. I haven't said that name in a while. Diamond Miller tries to get downhill, goes up, and she misses another one. Gets the offensive rebound. Goes and gets blocked by Timpson, and Timpson with the rebound. And Sydney Colson will cross half court, and you hear the traveling Indiana fans cheering here. The Indiana Fever are Commissioner's Cup 2025 champions. I gotta salute them. The Indiana Fever are win their first Commissioner's Cup championship, knocking off the defending champ Minnesota Lynx. Good stat they have here. The away team has won the last 4 Commissioner's Cup championships. So the road team somehow always ends up winning the Commissioner's Cup title. Now Minnesota sees how we felt last year. Stephanie White wins her first piece of silverware as the official head coach of the team. Salute to the Indiana Fever. Without Caitlin Clark, only 9 players available, and they win against the best team record-wise in the WNBA. We're going to stay on stream until they announce the MVP and all that. So just bear with me as we go through it all. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Cub fans, salute. Sigmund, what's going on? I didn't see you comment earlier. Denise, thanks for finding the channel and subscribing. Appreciate your support. Wow. Salute the Fever, man. No Caitlin, no problem. No CC, no problem. Fever win their first Cathy Cup chip. What a win for the Fever. What a win. Lynx first loss in Target Center this year, Cub fan says. Wow, that's crazy. Salute, Daniel. Sorry on the loss. Salute the Fever. I'm just waiting for them to announce they're talking to Aliyah Boston right now. Let's take a look at the box score as they're talking to Aliyah Boston. 74-59 final score. Salute for the sub, Cheryl. Appreciate you.
Let's go.
Cub fan said, who needs CC? Not so fast. Oh, Caitlin just jumps on Aliyah Boston. Let's take a quick look at this. Fever outscored 20-12 in the first, and then it was all Fever the rest of the way. Outscored them 20-7. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get this in for y'all. All right.
Her is WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert.
I'm gonna talk over it so I don't get in trouble. But tell me if you guys can hear it.
Minnesota, let's hear it for both teams in a valiant effort.
That's Michael Grady talking.
Commissioner's
Just let
Cup
me know
championship
if y'all
game.
can hear it. I'm just talk over it a little bit.
And
thanks,
to
Liz.
present
Appreciate
the
you.
hardware to the Indiana Fever for their Commissioner's Cup championship. Here's the commissioner, Cathy Engelbert.
Cathy Engelbert about to do
Thank you, Michael.
presentation here.
This is our 5th annual Commissioner Cup Championship.
Hope you guys can hear this. This is Commissioner Engelbert talking over this.
Year, but over $1 million
Once they start announcing, I'll be quiet. I just don't want to get in
501c3
trouble here with
charities.
playing
so thank
it.
you to the players for representing
Oh, you've been traveling today. Got
the
you.
causes that are most important to them. Thanks to Coinbase for being our presenting partner of our 5th annual.
Yeah,
Commissioner
Caitlin has
Cup
to be careful with the groin.
Congratulations to both
Definitely.
teams for making it here, to the Minnesota Lynx for hosting tonight. Thank you to them and their ownership group. And to the 2025 Commissioner Cup champion,
I need to take it off.
Indiana Fever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be careful. Don't worry, I'm monitoring it. I'm talking over it, so they shouldn't give me too much. I'm not showing any video, so I'll be fine. I'm keeping an eye on what they say. All right, they just gave the Fever the trophy. They're raising it up there. Commissioner's Cup champions.
Coach,
Aliyah Boston holding it.
Hard fought game.
I'm talking to her. I'm gonna mute it for now. They just talk. I thought they were announcing it immediately. Robert, salute. Once they get to announcing the MVP, I'll turn it back on. But they're just talking to Coach White right now. They're asking her about the adversity of missing Caitlin, with all the stuff they were dealing with throughout the season so far, with Caitlin being out and DeWanda Bonner situation and all that. All right, they're gonna do the MVP now.
Okay, it was a team effort tonight, but with 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists, your MVP is Napheesa Howard.
Napheesa Howard, as we expected, Napheesa Howard wins the Commissioner's Cup 2025 WNBA Commissioner's Cup MVP. So Napheesa Howard with the win. 16 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists for her. She knocked down all of her free throws, all 8. It was grabbing boards crazy. So add her to the list of Commissioner's Cup MVPs with the likes of Breanna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, Napheesa Collier, and Chelsea Gray, I think was the other one. Yep, Chelsea Gray. All right, so we got that out the way. Napheesa Howard wins the MVP of the Commissioner's Cup for 2025. All right, people, that is it from me. I appreciate you guys tuning in for the watch along. Appreciate you guys for all the subs. We got about 11, 12 new subs on the stream today. Appreciate all the support on the channel. I will be back. Man, that's a good question. When will I be back? I won't be back on Thursday. I'll be at the Liberty game on Thursday. No games on Friday. Possibly Saturday I'll be here. Sunday I won't, and then we'll probably be back on Monday. So just be on the lookout for my watch alongs. And then we'll see what we can do there. Appreciate you guys for all the support. It's Jay Jordan. I'm gonna talk to y'all in the next one. Until then, salute.